Hi guys, PK here, and a whole video on weekend activities, you ask? Yes. Dear God, yes, there's so much to cover. This had to be its own video to get every single detail on what we're gonna do when we're not teaching. Apparently, our life as a teacher is just very busy, even on weekends. Anyway, let's get started. Before we get into the weekend stuff, we've got some new season names. The 10th season is Wyvern season. Wyvern Rider class confirmed! Also, during the 10th season, there's the field study Gronder Griffin battle. Griffin Rider class confirmed! The 4th season is the Great Tree season, the 8th season is the Falling Rain season, and the 11th season is the Crimson Wolf season. On weekends, there are various events you can partake in. The little icons on the calendar, which we covered in the last Famitsu article, refer to these events. We'll go into more detail on those later. We also had that green exclamation point icon on weekends, which refer to different side quests or paralogs, which we will also cover later. How many events you can participate in depends on your instructor level. When choosing what to do on the weekend, there is an option to skip certain days and activities, and it's most likely that you can only skip forward in time. Yeah, it looks like Sothis' turn wheel won't work weekends. That's okay, she's a busy dragon girl. She deserves breaks on weekends. There are different things you can do when you stroll, and different facilities you can use, and more facilities will unlock as you go. Activities you do will consume your stroll gauge. You can converse with others at the monastery, such as students and teachers. Your support levels with those students and teachers will increase if you do. There's also a quest bulletin board available. Faye, is that you? You look less round and sleepy there, girl. For this quest, the rewards are a Two-Tates Pike, Morphus Plum, and Daska Pear. These rewards are from different areas on the Fondlid map. Daska isn't on the map, but it was noted as Dedu's region of origin. Anyway, looks like Renown from the 3DS games are back as part of the quest rewards too. Will this be used to start with cool items in the consecutive playthroughs? Hopefully. Hooray for replayability! After you choose a quest, you gotta talk to the quest giver to start the questing. After completing a quest, you'll get your rewards. Some quests involve special battles, and you may be able to recruit certain battalions through doing quests. Let's move on to teacher training. You're the new teacher in town, so you'll need some learning as much as your students do. Teachers in the Knights of Ceros will be more than happy to take care of things. The things you can train in depend on the teacher available. Here we see Alois, who is walking alongside your father in the direct trailer, who is able to teach Byleth in axes, gauntlets, and heavy armor. Also looks like Byleth has a boon in gauntlets, so it's likely you'll be able to choose your own boons and banes. After a training session, your support with that teacher increases, which means that teachers will be usable on the battlefield at some point. Alright, let's move on to those activities those icons from the second Famitsu article are referring to. Fishing involves a quick time event where you press the A button with good timing. The fish's stamina bar will go down with each successful button press. Once the fish is out of energy, the fish is yours. It can be sold or used as a cooking ingredient for meals to cook in the mess hall. This Caledonis Red is only worth 1G. Well, just slap some herbs and spices on it and we've got a good meal. That mythical fish, though. Something tells me we'll be pretty rich if we manage to catch that. Or we can eat it and gain its power, put it in my mouth! Oh, nom, 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 nom. Speaking of food, let's go to the mess hall. The mess hall from Faith's is back. Give your students food and their stats will get a temporary boost. You have two options here. Cook a meal for everyone or invite 2 people for a meal. For the first option, you, your students, or your fellow teachers can team up in the kitchen and cook up some grub. Certain people cook some meals better than others, looks like. Looks like we can choose to cook Beast Lord Steak, Unbeatable Grill, Champion Salad, Queenfish's Sauté, Galefish Gratin, Blessed Jelly, Immortal Hot Pot, Enlightened Cookie, and Enchanted Soup. Most of these items are faded out, which may indicate that you don't have enough ingredients to make those dishes. This time, the Blessed Jelly was chosen. It requires Amorphous Plum and gives +2 luck until the end of the season. After cooking the dish, your instructor level can increase as well as your support levels with your cooking partner. Your second option is to invite certain people to lunch, and the menu is different with this option. Inviting your students and colleagues to dine with you will raise their motivation and their support levels with you. Everyone has their preferred meal, so choose something they'll like. It looks like it's possible to have students from different houses dine together with you too. Everyone involved in the meal gets support points with each other. It's very likely that increases in support points and motivation will be even greater if you choose foods that they prefer. The opposite is also probably true, where some people hate certain dishes, and your support points and motivation won't increase as much if they eat those. It looks like the sweet boosting weekend on the 8th day of the Flower Crown season features a special menu item, the Peach Sherbet. Everyone loves it and will give a temporary stat boost to them. Quick thing to note is that if you choose to dine with a student not part of your house, they will only get raised support levels. You don't need to keep track of their motivation, you're not their teacher after all. We also have access to the greenhouse where we can grow crops. When at the greenhouse, you choose a seed to plant. The 3 options available are now grass, Foldland West flowers, and yellow flowers. More options will most likely be available as you progress through the story. Next, you choose a nurturing program, and depending on what you choose, it'll cost a bit of gold. What nurturing programs are available is dependent on your instructor level. The nurturing programs available now are Use Magic and Give Aramid Water. Giving Aramid Water costs 300 gold. After planting your first seed, you're given the options to plant, nurture, and harvest. After giving your plants some time to grow, you can harvest them. This particular harvest yielded chickpeas, Noah's fruit, cabbage, and more Foldland West flower seeds. Crops can be used as ingredients and flowers can be used as gifts. Oh, I know who I'm giving flowers to! But PK, how do we know where these facilities are, you ask? Well, we've got ourselves a handy-dandy map to help us. Not only does the map tell you where key locations are, it also lets you fast travel to different places you've seen before. The map also shows different colored dots representing people's locations. Blue dots are probably your students, yellow dots are probably other students and NPCs, and gray dots are probably academy staff with members of the church. Quest givers are also marked as well as calendar event locations. Nothing too fancy. With the class option, you can choose to take a class session along with your students with a different teacher taking charge. Other than yourself, Seth, who is the man standing behind Rhea in the direct trailer, Hanneman, Manuela, Alois, and Catherine are available for teaching you all. The subjects covered are dependent on teacher. If you're not teaching, you'll be participating in the class. Here, we see Catherine teaching a class in Swords and Gauntlets. There are also letter ranks next to each professor level, which may indicate the cap at which you can learn for each weapon. Students are automatically chosen depending on if they want to improve that certain weapon rank. After the class, all participants gain weapon levels experience. Just another way to gain professor levels, but remember, this will deplete your stroll gauge. Alright, on to the big, meaty section, venturing. When venturing, you can go on optional skirmishes. They have recommended levels listed, so it's a good idea to keep your units well trained for these battles. If you play on normal, there's always an optional skirmish that doesn't consume your venture gauge. This will not be available in hard mode. During the 6th season, Flower Crown season, the skirmishes available are Magdred Surprise Attack, which is a field study only available at the end of the month, Imperial Cleanup, and Remote Mountain Cleanup. Remote Mountain Cleanup consumes 1 venture gauge, has a recommended level of 7, and has ore as a reward. Will ore be used in foraging on top of foraging stones, or will they be used for something else? Like Gaspard, Magdred is located on the Adressia Fargus border. More rebellion-related stuff, perhaps? Remember those events marked with green exclamation points on the calendar? You take care of them through venturing. Side quests have deadlines, so it's best to take care of side quest skirmishes as quickly as possible. The side quests available during the Wyvern season are Battle of the Week, Have-Nots, and Kingdom Noble's Marriage. Side quests have featured characters. The Kingdom of Noble's Marriage side quest features Ingrid and Dorothy. During this side quest, a nobleman offered a marriage proposal to Ingrid. Upon hearing who this noble is, Dorothy is all like, nope! Dorothy asks Ingrid if she wants to rebuild her family through blood-stained money. Dorothy, what do you know? Tell me your secrets! Anyway, it's nice to see students from different houses interacting with each other. Looks like these side quests are a good way to get to know more about different characters outside of the story and support conversations. Other than the side quests and cleanup skirmishes, there are also terror extermination skirmishes. Looks like terrors, which is this game's monsters, are here during our adventures later in the game. The 11th season, Crimson Wolf season, has 2 terror examination skirmishes, one in the desert and one in the streets. Terrors are also mentioned in the side quest Disquieting Death Coordination featuring Ignace and Raphael. Raphael's parents were killed by terrors. Oof, poor guy. Anyway, completing side quests may reward you with items or battalions closely related to the featured characters. And finally, the rest option allows you to keep your energy full as well as let your students regain motivation. Well, I also need to get some rest too because putting this video and last video together was a doozy. Good night, everyone. Let me cuddle up with my sleepy girl, Faye. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Sleepy. Hey guys, thank you all so much for watching. As I said in the last video, I've still got like one more thing to write a script for. Japan, why must you do this to me? I got so much. I got so much on my plate. Why must you do this? Anyway, like I said, Fire and Emblem will be put on hold until I get caught up with all this Three Houses news. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!